Hello everyone, welcome back. Today let's solve the 10th top coding interview question from 48 top coding interview questions curated by Lead Code. We'll solve this problem using Python. The problem is to check whether a Sudoku is valid or not. So it's a 9 by 9 Sudoku board. How does a Sudoku is valid? It's three conditions. It's a general regular Sudoku what we solved in many of the places. So each row must have unique values without repetition from 1 to 9. So this row should have all the records without repeating. So the number should be 1 to 9. Same way, each column must contain the digit from 1 to 9. Each column must contain the numbers or digits 1 to 9, 1 to 9, 1 to 9, 1 to 9 without repetition. So these two conditions are easy. So what we'll do is we'll iterate through this board. We'll iterate through this each and every record. We'll try to put it in a set. So we'll try to iterate through each and every record and then try to put it in a set. So basically, I'll use a set to store all of these values. Set contains unique values. If any number repeated, and then I'll say it's not valid. If not, I'll keep adding. So I'll store all these rows into a set and check whether the repeat number is repeated or not. This is on the set side. And same way, I'd store all these columns, values within the columns. I'll put it in a set, and then hash set or set you can say. So then, if any number repeated, and then I'll say that this is not a valid Sudoku. Third condition is very important. I also have to sub box this square. If you see here, this sub box should also have a number from 1 to 9. So this is also, I'll try to put all these numbers from this box. I'll try to put all these numbers into another hash set, and where I'll try to check if the number is, I'll add 5 into the hash set, check, I'll try to add first element, I'll check the first hash set, so whether it's there or not. First time it will be empty. If I'll add it, and then I'll add this number, I'll add this number, and this number. If number is repeated, I'll say that this is not a valid Sudoku. So additionally, what they're asking is, so only filled values we need to validate. So there are example here, there are non-filled values as well. So imagine we just have to check only filled values. So that's all. So I'll use a set to store all of these values, rows, and also set to store all of these columns, and again set to store this 3 cross 3 sub boxes. But how do I keep the indexes of this? How do I keep, okay, I'm saying that I'll use set to store all of these as the rows. How do I keep the index? So for example, this is the 0th index, this is the first index, second index, third index, and so on and forth. I'll use a dictionary. Dictionary keys are unique rows from 0 to 9. Again, I'll use keys. Keys are 0 to 9 rows, and then set to keep all of these. Values is a set of all these values. Again, for columns, I'll use dictionary. So keys are 0 to 9 here, and the values are values in that dictionary for 0th index. All these values inserted into a set. But how do I keep the values for this? How do I keep the values for this is the question. So how do I do it? I'll show you here only. Sorry. So imagine this is what I have. So what I'm saying is this is the matrix 9 by 9 matrix. Okay, Sudoku 9 by 9 matrix. So I'll have a dictionary called rows dictionary. Rows dictionary is this. So this is the row, 0th row. So key is these indexes. Okay, this is the 0th index. Values is this set. Values is set of these elements. For this key, dictionary, I'll keep a dictionary. Okay, so keys are this, values are this. Similarly, I'll have a dictionary. The keys are columns, values are the entire set. Keys is the column, and the values are entire set. But how do I keep this into another set? What is the key for that? What is the value for that? The keys is, so this 0 comma 0. So keys is 0 comma 0. Here remember key is only 1 here. Okay, here keys is 0 comma 0. How do I get 0? So that's where I divide for each index wherever I am in this. So when I'm iterating through, for example, for this index, what's the row, what's the column? So this is the row 2, row 1 and column 2. row 1 column 2, but this is 0 comma 0. So if you see 0 comma, how do I get 0 comma 0? So what all I have to do is, wherever I am in right now, I am iterating to, this is very important, guys. So how do I get this 0? So this example for this, right, for this I am in 0th index, right, first index. So what I'll do is, I'll basically divide first index, right, I'm in first row, and first row, basically I'm in first row. So how do I get this entire, I'll try to put all of these into 0 comma 0. How do I get this value? So divided by 3. So divided by 3, which is nothing but, I'll round this off, which will, I'll get a 0. Similarly, so how do I get here 2 divided by 0 divided by 3, 2 divided by 3, which will again near to 0. So basically I'll remove the decimal point. So whichever the part, wherever the part I am in, so I'll, keys are 0 comma 0. The values, I'll have all of these values. I'll 3 comma 3, right, I'll try to put in a hash set. And then imagine this is like a same plain set, okay, plain set. It's not like a matrix. I'll try to check those values. If it is already there, I'll say that it's not a valid Sudoku. So how do I get this index? For all of these values, for example, let's say 0 comma, our keys for the dictionary is 0 comma 2, which will have all of these values, How do I get? How do I get this 2? 2, I'll get it. So any number you take, any number, 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3, I'll divide, because it's a 3 by 3 matrix, 6 divided by 3, I'll get 2, right? 7 divided by 3, I'll also get 2 point something, but I'll remove the decimal point. 8 divided by 3, 2 point something, I'll divide that. The rows are 0, 0 divided by, so any of these rows, right? 0, 0 divided by 3, 0, 1 divided by 3, 0, 2 divided by 3, 0. So this is how I get the rows values. Column values, I'll divide this by 3. Rows values are divided by 3. How do I get this? This row and the first column, I'll divide all of these things by 3. 6 divided by 3, 2. So this is the row and this is the column. 0 divided by 3. So basically, so here 0 divided by 3, it is, although you will get 0 point something, I'll remove the decimal part. That's how I get it. You will understand more what I'm trying to say when you see the code. Simply, I'll try to have keys, rows keys, and corresponding values in the set. I'll also try to have all the column keys and the corresponding values in set, and then this subsquare. Basically, I'll try to iterate the box. I'll show you. Here is the code. First example is this. This is the valid Sudoku. So I'll try to execute it. This is my VS Code. I'll try to run this. So this is what I'm saying. Columns, I'll put it in a hash set. Values are in a set. Values are set. Keys are the indexes. Same way, all of these. I'll try to initialize. Everything is null. So what all I have to do is, I'll iterate through this board and try to put those corresponding values here. For the first time, 0 comma 0 will go here, right? 0th row, 0th value. 0th row, 0th value will go here, and so on, so forth. So on, so forth. I'll try to put in columns and try to put in rows, and then subsquares, and so on, so forth. If any of the elements are already repeated, I'll throw an exception. I'll throw basically return that this element is contained, or else it's a valid Sudoku. Let's first run this. This is a valid Sudoku because none of the elements are repeated. I'll skip these parts as well. Believe me, this is a little lengthier problem, but you will understand. Let's run this. So you will get answer as true. The final answer is in this case is true because it's a valid Sudoku. This is not a valid Sudoku. The second example is not a valid Sudoku. How do I do it? Let's run this. Let's save this code. Let's run it. It's false, right? So let's debug this. Okay, let's debug this. Put a debugger. How do I debug? What is this? This is a VS Code, Visual Studio Code. I've installed, I've downloaded and installed. Before that, I have to install Python, and then all I have to do is just save this file as a .python file, and then come here, run debug, and then also put a breakpoint here. If you just click here, you will get a breakpoint. The program starts here. So because it's a 9 by 9 matrix, so 0 to 8, 0 to 8, which is this index values, keys. That is what I am doing here. Rows, 0 is 0, column is 0. Okay. Now 0 comma 0, which is 8, right? 0th row, 0th column. The row is 0. Okay. The 0 for this is rows, all zeros, and I'll keep all of these values. All right. So let's go here. This is important. 0th row, or okay, fine. I'll read these elements. I'll try to put in all of these elements. First, for the first time, nothing is there. It goes as is. Second time, nothing is there. It goes as. Whenever the number repeats, that's where the confusion starts, right? That's where you repeat the elements. Then that's where you. So what is the board row comma 0 comma 0? So 0. This is 0. This is 0. Board of 0 comma 0, 8. You will get a 8 as output here. All right. So yeah, here go columns. Columns is it's empty, nothing is there. So it's a set, it's empty elements because nothing is there. All right. So rows is also set, it is also nothing. Square is also set, it is also nothing. So this is a key value pair. You can also see here, you can also go here and then further see. Nothing is here. Okay. So this is the dictionary, default dictionary. Keys are nothing, values are also nothing. All right. So I'll simply say, all right, columns. This one I'm talking about this one. So this part, this 0 comma 0, this one I need, right? 0 comma 0. How do I get it? I'll divide this 0 divided by 3. 0 divided by 3, I'll get 0, right? So come here. I'm sorry, I'm navigating multiple times. All right. So here set, okay, all right, 0. So R value is 0. 0 divided by this double slash means integer. So even if it is like a 2.5, it will put 2. Okay. So that's what a double slash means. Nothing is there. So in this context, square of 0 comma 0 is also nothing. All right. So this is what it says. At 0th index, there is nothing, or all of these, there is nothing values, no values. So if again I'm trying to say here, if any of the, while iterating through all of this, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to read each and every row. All the rows are put in this, all the columns are put in this, all these squares are put in this. So for the first time, nothing is there. This is also blank. I'm reading this and then trying to put here. If any elements are, while reading, any elements are already there, then I'll have to return. It is basically a false. First time, if it anywhere dot, I'll just have to skip it. I don't have to continue. So right now, here is the problem. So here is the actual core logic is board of 0 comma 0, which is 8. Is it there in the row of 0? Row of 0, is it there in the row of 0? No, row of zeros is empty. Nothing is there. Similarly, board of row comma column, which is 0 comma 0, which is 8. Is it there in the columns? Columns of 0? No, it is not there. Similarly, it is there in the square? No, it is not there. So if it is anywhere it is there, you return, else you keep adding. You keep adding. So nothing is there for the first time. Third also it checks, nothing is there. It will not go to the false. Now you will see columns. So I'm trying to add, column is 0, okay? Column of 0, okay? Dictionary will be 0, it will start with 0. You try to add this element at this set. So you'll understand the beauty here. Can you see here? At column 0. So you add it at column 0, which is this, at column 0, okay? This is the value. You keep adding like this. All these values will come here. All right, at column 0, you added this. Same way, at row 0, you added this, row 0, which is this. Column is a set key is a dictionary. So you will have column 1, all the values. Column 0, you will get all these values. These examples are not related to that. I mean, the numbers here are not related to that. Listen here, it's very careful. It's very important. So whatever I did right now is row, okay? Row of 0. Okay, I added that row comma value. So row of 0 is a key value pair. So this is the 0th row key value pair because it's a dictionary. It's a dictionary. Keys are those indexes. Those indexes. These are the numbers keys. Values are these values. These values. These values I'm trying to store. So that is what I'm trying to say. 0th place. 0th place. Nothing is there. So 0 0. This will change. Next will come 1. The column will come. 0 will still remain same because the column, next column is 1, but row is same, right? So again, the board will again in the square is also 0 comma 0, which is this 0 comma 0, which is all of these elements. All of these elements will go inside that. So you added that. You keep adding all of those elements, and so on and so forth. Now, next is row remains same. In this context, if you see, row remains same. It is 0. But you add these values, right? Column, these keep adding into the set. into the set, okay, into the set. The keys will be this. You keep adding. Row is common. So what I'm trying to say here, row will remain same. You add the next element here in the row. Column, you add one more key called 1 and then add in that set. Add in that set until you keep adding. So you get until those values. Okay, all right, let's see. So everything is same. I hope you get it what I'm trying to say here. All right, so I'll keep moving. Keep moving. Can you see here the column 1 added? Now the values 3 will be added to it. All right, 1. All right, so you will see here for the first time it will check. It is not there by default. This board of 0 comma row 0 comma column 1, is it there? Is it there? Board of in rows, is it there? Rows, which is 3 is there inside this? No, it is not there. So then go ahead and add. Basically it will check all these values. Now column, it will add the column first time. Okay, go ahead and add. So you will see here column 1, which is this column 1, this element which is 3 in that example, it will be added, right? So in this column 1, which will add that element. Now row is still the 0. Here is the beauty, guys. So 0, all the rows. This is very important. And square. So here 0 comma 0, 0 comma 0, it has added first value and it has a third value and so on and so forth. It will store all of these as a set, continuous values, all of these as set, and the next element will be 0 comma 1, so on and so forth. All right, so let me repeat. Column value is 2 and so on and so forth. I'll keep adding, keep moving. All right, so you will see these getting incremented. Column is getting incremented because the row is same, column is getting changed. All right, so everything is same. All right, so rows values are keep getting incremented. So I'll till column 8 comes, because column 8 are there right inside this. So if you debug, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. See here, so it got changed 0 comma 1. So when you change the number, right, when you here, it came here 0 comma 1, right? So which is now, okay, let's see what number is that. All right, let's see 0 comma 1, what is the number it will add? All right, yeah, can you see here 0 comma 1, which is this number. So after 3 element cross, this is, if you see here, after 3 element cross, it's 0. After this crosses, next element is this, right? So this is, in this context it's 8, but in this example it is 7. That is what it has added. Can you see here? So all these columns are separate and the rows are kept, and any dots are getting ignored. This is the beauty here. It goes till 8 element, all the 8 elements. I keep adding, this column gets repeated, changed, and then you'll see the values getting changed here, right? So this is a very beautiful example. If you debug and understand, if you know how to debug, if you understand, you the lovely part of this is you keep for each iteration when you are doing, it keeps changing the values. So it went to the last element, right? It you go till here 7. Now finally 8 value will come, all the rows. The final value is, all right. So last element is this. Now 8. All right. Eighth value. What is the 8th value? There is nothing. Okay, it will ignore, I think. All right. Let's see. All right. So it will not go here. It will continue. It will go inside this and continue. Yeah. It will not go inside this. Now comes the important part of the program. Now row will change. Row will change to here. So row was still here. Row will change to 1 and the column gets repeated. So here if you see, all the values are, so in this context, if you see the examples, all these 8, 3, 7, 8, 3, 7. Although don't worry about this, why 8 is not saved, why 3 is coming, why 7 is coming. It's because set doesn't maintain the order. Set in a Python doesn't maintain the order. But you will have all these unique values, right? Similarly, these values are stored as a column. At 0th index, you stored as this. At first index, you stored as this. At second index, because it's a dot, nothing is there, and so on and so forth. You have all the 8 values, right? All the 8 values, 0 to 8. So nothing is there. Basically, all eighth value, right? Eighth value, you see, all these will be stored. All these values at index 0 in the column, you'll see all these values will be stored. So because it is a row wise, you will see all the values are stored. Now, now row will change. So far, you see the row is 0. Now row will change. Here is I'm almost there, guys. So you will see now row will become 1. Yeah, now is the problem. So now comes the 6. 6 is already there, fine. 6 is not there. It will check. It will check whether it is there in the column. It will check whether it is there in the row. Everything it will check. Okay, all right. Print row. Row is 1. Column is 0. Right. Column is 0. All right. The element is 6. Element is 6. And so on and so forth. Here you come. In this context, you will print all of these values. All right. Because in this column, if you see in this column only 8 is there, that's the reason you got this 8, because column has saved for this zeroth column. Zeroth column you already have 8 as a value. 8 as a value, that is the reason you see here 8 as a value. You divide by 3 again. These are all for our understanding. Now you continue it goes here. Board of this 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0, which is 1 comma 06. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there in the row of R? R is 1. Row of R is 1. Row of R, it is there? It's not there. Then you just add it. Is it there in the first it will check. Is it also there in the column? Is it also, now it comes, it checks. It goes back and then comes checks. Is it there? Okay, it is not there in the 0 1 comma 0, 1 comma 0, board of 1 comma 0. It's also there in the column of column of 0, which is this. Is it there? No, it is not there. Then you go and check in this, okay, in this, divide by 3, 0 comma 0 comma 0, you check 0 comma 0. Is it there? It is not there. All right, so you add that element. All right, you see here, board of, you see the value got changed here. It was it was basically there was only one value for each of these. Now you add it to the column. It becomes columns, right? 8 comma 6, they all should come into the column. Now you will also see the row getting changed. Row will become 1 here. 1 comma 6, 1 comma 6 will see, you will see here. Okay, can you see here? It's a beauty. This is the beauty here. And so you will also get the values here. 0 comma 0, you will get 6 here. Yeah, can you see 0 comma 0, you get 6 here. Now is the problem. So here 3 is already there in this column, right? 3 is already there. Where is 3? 3 is already there in the column 1. So you get an error. It will basically come into the false or false and then return. So this is the beauty. Now comes the R. You are printing R. R is row 1, okay, column 1, row 1, which is this row 1, column 1. Now comes the beauty is here. So you are printing, right? You keep printing, you keep printing. So in this context, this value 3 is already there in the column 1, right? Value 3 is already there. You see here, value 3 is already there in the column 1. Value 3, keep moving. Now you basically check this value. Okay, this is already there. Now comes the problem here. Is it 0 comma sorry 1 comma 1, board of 1 comma 1, which is 3, is it there anywhere? rows of rows of 1, rows of 1 is there. Rows of 1, oh, it is not there in the row 1. It is not there in the row 1, right? It is not there in the entire row 1. However, it is there in the column 1. So it will check. Okay, is it there? No, it is not there. You go, okay, fair enough, you go back again. Now you check here 1 comma 1, which is 3. Is it there in column 1? Column 1, what is column 1? Yeah, it is there in the column 1, the first element itself. Then, after going this, it will not go to here. It will not go to here. It will directly come to the false statement. That's where the beauty. Yeah, can you see? Can you see that? That's where you return this value. That's all, guys. So you return false. That's simple as this. The program is terminated, and so on and so forth. This 3 is not there actually. 3 I did add. I added myself in the example. 3 is not there, just to show you guys. This is the beauty here is this. So you basically have to check whether while iterating through all of these, whether it's there in the row, whether it's there in the column, or whether it's there in the subsquare, is what you have to check. I hope you understood, and this is what the output is. And I have already, because to save the time, I already added that code, that all same code I have added, except I removed the prints. Prints are just for you guys to understand, and I'll simply run this just to show you in front of you that it works. Yeah, it is true and true. Let's submit. So it's the same as this. You skip this, and then you check that row comma values in rows and columns and subsquare, and that's all. If it is not there, you keep adding. Those elements are not there, you keep adding to those rows column set with the keys are 0 comma 1 1 comma 1, these 0 to 8 0 to 8, and the values are the board values. Keep adding to those set with by attaching the keys, and then you keep checking those values. And additionally, you also have a subsquare here, this which is divided by 3, so that you get 0 1 2 3, sorry, 0 1 2, not 3. So this is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this debugging this program. Keep patiently put the debugger like this, put the debugger, and then keep running this program, and see, put the print statement as well, and see how it shows here. Understand the flow of the program. Once you understand the flow of program, the coding is only little part, it is just simple part. I hope you enjoyed this long session, and that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.